The alarm sounds. It is 5 a.m. For 99% of the world, the day is already over. The battle has been fought and lost in the dark, silent theater of the mind, before their eyes have even adjusted to the faint light. Before a single muscle moves, a mental insurgency begins. It is not a gentle stream of consciousness. It is a tidal wave, a deluge of anxieties, a phantom parade of obligations, a bitter review of every failure from the day before. The email you didn't send, the awkward thing you said in a meeting, the project that feels like it's slipping through your fingers. It all comes rushing in, a chaotic flood that paralyzes you where you lie. You are now a prisoner in your own bed, held captive by the ghost in your own machine. The negotiation starts. Just 5 more minutes. You tell yourself it's for more rest, but you know it's a lie. It is a desperate plea for a temporary ceasefire in a war you are waging against yourself. In those 5 minutes, which stretch into 10, then 20, you are not resting. You are rehearsing. You are running simulations of conversations that will never happen, crafting the perfect response to an argument that exists only in your memory. You are fighting phantom battles against specters of your own creation. What your boss might be thinking, what your partner really meant by that comment, whether you are truly good enough. Each imagined scenario drains your energy. Each mental argument depletes your resolve. You are burning precious fuel, not to move forward, but to spin your wheels in the mud of your own thoughts. Your day has been conquered, colonized by doubt and fear. Before your feet have even touched the floor, you have become a slave to the incessant phantom chatter in your own skull. But somewhere else, in a reality that feels a universe away, the exact same alarm sounds at the exact same time. For the 1%, this sound is not a declaration of war from the outside world. It is not an invitation to negotiate. It is a signal. It is the clean, sharp crack of a starting pistol. There is no internal debate. There is no committee meeting of anxieties and fears. There is no thought. There is only action. The body moves with a purpose that was decided hours or even days before. Feet hit the floor. The mission is already underway. For them, the morning is not a courtroom where they must defend their worthiness to face the day. It is a launchpad. The decision to act was made in the clarity of yesterday's evening, not in the vulnerable fog of a new morning. The time for thinking is over. This is the time for execution. This is the fundamental chasm that separates two entirely different ways of living. It is not about wealth, or status, or luck. It is about authority. It is the difference between a mind that serves you and a mind that you serve. It is the quiet, brutal distinction between a person who commands their life, who seizes the day by its throat and bends it to their will, and a person who is commanded by their feelings, tossed about on the violent seas of their own internal chaos. One is the architect of their existence. The other is merely a tenant, living at the mercy of the landlord in their own head. You believe this morning ritual is productive. You tell yourself you are simply preparing for the day, organizing your thoughts, getting your head straight before you face the world. This is the most dangerous lie you tell yourself, a sophisticated self-deception designed to justify inaction. It allows you to feel like you are working on your problems, when in reality, you are marinating in them. The truth is, you are not planning. You are performing an act of self-sabotage, and you are doing it with surgical precision every single day. Let us be clear about what is happening in the theater of your mind during those stolen minutes in bed. You have a finite amount of cognitive energy, a daily reservoir of willpower. Neuroscientists have shown this isn't just a metaphor, it's a measurable resource. Every complex decision, every act of self-control, every moment of focused thought draws from the same well, and you, in what you call planning, are burning through this precious fuel before your feet have even touched the floor. You are wasting your prime cognitive hours on fighting ghosts. You rehearse arguments with your boss that will never happen. You preemptively feel the sting of criticism for a project that is not even due. You dissect social interactions from last week, searching for mistakes that no one else even remembers. You are shadowboxing with hypotheticals. This isn't a strategy. It's a tragic waste of your most potent weapon. Worse still, you are actively rehearsing your own failure. The human brain does not always clearly distinguish between a vividly imagined experience and a real one. When you lie there, paralyzed, picturing everything that could go wrong, you are generating the very same neurochemical stress response. The cortisol, the adrenaline, as if it were actually happening. You are teaching your nervous system that your day is a threat before it has even begun. You are strengthening the very anxiety you claim you want to defeat. Every minute you spend ruminating on a problem, without taking physical action, the problem grows larger, more menacing, more insurmountable in your mind. You are feeding the beast that lives in your head, and it is growing stronger on a diet of your inaction. This entire process is built on a fundamental psychological error. You are waiting to feel ready. You are waiting for a wave of motivation to carry you out of bed. You are waiting for the anxiety to subside. You are waiting for the perfect mental state to arrive before you begin. The 1%, the executors, understand a brutal truth you have yet to accept. The feeling does not precede the action. The feeling is a consequence of action. Motivation is not a spark that ignites the engine. It is the momentum that builds once the car is already rolling. Action is the starter motor. By waiting for the right feeling, you have guaranteed you will never start. You have inverted the law of cause and effect. Your current morning strategy is not a strategy at all. It is a slow, self-inflicted poison. It is a daily dose of mediocrity, a quiet surrender that ensures you will operate at a fraction of your true potential. It is the perfect trap because its architect, its jailer, and its prisoner are all you. This poison, this slow, self-inflicted paralysis you mistake for planning, feels necessary, doesn't it? It feels like you are doing important work, wrestling with the demons of the day before they can ambush you. You believe that by replaying every worst-case scenario, you are somehow preparing yourself. But what if I told you that this entire framework is built on a lie? That there is a fundamental law of the universe you are violating every single morning. A law understood with perfect clarity by a man who was born a slave nearly 2,000 years ago. His name was Epictetus. He lived a life of brutal hardship, owned by another human being, with no control over his body, his location, or his daily fate. And yet, from the depths of that powerlessness, he forged a mental weapon so powerful that it has armed emperors, generals, and leaders for centuries. He discovered what he called the dichotomy of control, and it is the key to unlocking your own prison. The law is deceptively simple. He stated, "Some things are within our power, while others are not." That is it. That is the entire doctrine. But within that simplicity lies the blueprint for absolute mental freedom. Think about the thoughts that swarm your mind the moment you wake, the internal chatter, The phantom negotiations. What will my boss think of that proposal? That is not within your power. Will this project I'm pouring my life into actually succeed? That is not within your power. How do my colleagues truly perceive me after that mistake I made last week? Not within your power. What if I get stuck in traffic? What if the economy collapses? What if they say no? None of it. It is all external noise. Your fatal error, the source of all your morning dread, is that you treat this noise as if it's the signal. You believe your well-being, your readiness for the day, depends on solving these unsolvable equations. You are trying to control the weather. You are trying to command the tides. It is an act of profound arrogance and futility, and the price you pay for it is your own willpower, your focus, and your peace. You are wasting your most precious ammunition on phantoms. Every ounce of mental energy you spend worrying about the opinion of another person is energy you cannot spend on improving your own actions. Every moment you waste pre-litigating a future that does not exist is a moment stolen from building the present that does. The Stoic, like Epictetus, understands this with bone-deep certainty. He does not waste his fire. When a thought enters his mind, he does not engage it emotionally. He interrogates it. He asks one simple, brutal question: is this within my power? If the answer is no, the thought is dismissed. It is not fought. It is not argued with. It is simply reclassified as irrelevant data, like static on a radio. It is external noise, and he is focused on the mission. The only thing in your power, the one and only thing you have absolute dominion over, is your response, your choice, your next immediate physical action, the decision to place your feet on the floor, the decision to stand up, the decision to take a breath. This is the only battlefield that matters. While you are lost in a hypothetical war against 1,000 imaginary enemies, the 1% commander is focused on winning the only battle he can, the one for control over his own next move. He has accepted that he cannot control the world, but he has realized something far more powerful. He can control himself, and that is the only authority he needs. So how is this authority reclaimed? How does one go from being a slave to the phantom chatter to becoming the commander of their own mind? It is not through hope. It is not through affirmations whispered into a mirror. It is through the relentless application of a protocol. Notice, I did not say a routine. A routine is fragile. A routine is a suggestion, a gentle list of things you might do if you feel like it. A protocol is a sequence of non-negotiable commands executed under specific conditions. It is the operating system for the 1%, and it is brutally effective because it is designed to bypass the very part of your mind that is sabotaging you, your feelings. This protocol begins not in the morning, but the night before. This is the first critical step. Before you sleep, you define your single primary mission for the next day. I want to be absolutely clear. You choose one, not two, not five. One single critical task that, if completed, will constitute a victory. This act of pre-decision is a strategic masterstroke. It removes the burden of choice from your weakest moment, the first few seconds of consciousness. When you wake up, there is no debate, no negotiation about what is most important. The target has already been identified. Your only job is to execute. This single decision, made from a position of clarity the night before, starves the morning anxiety of its primary fuel, uncertainty. Then, the alarm. This is the trigger, the starting pistol. The moment it sounds, you engage the zero-thought protocol. This is not an exaggeration. You do not think. You do not analyze the quality of your sleep You do not forecast the weather or the mood of your boss. You execute a single, pre-programmed physical command. Your feet hit the floor. This is a physical act of defiance against the mental insurgency. It is a declaration. In that 1 second, you have severed the connection between feeling and action. You are teaching your body, on a cellular level, that the command to move comes from your will, not from your emotional state. While the 99% are lost in a mental fog, negotiating for 5 more minutes, you are already in motion. You have won the most important battle of the day in the first 3 seconds. As you move, the phantom chatter will inevitably try to re-engage. The anxieties will begin their assault. This is where you deploy the dichotomy filter, the very tool Epictetus gave us. A thought appears. I'm so tired. I won't be able to perform well today. You run it through the filter. Is the feeling of tiredness within my immediate, direct control right now? No. It is a sensation. What is in my control? Making a cup of coffee. Getting into the shower. Starting my mission. The thought is dismissed as irrelevant noise. Another thought attacks. That meeting is going to be a disaster. They're going to reject the proposal. You apply the filter. Is the final outcome of the meeting in your control? Number. Are the opinions of others in your control? No. What is in your control? The quality of your preparation. The clarity of your presentation. The focus you bring to the task right now. The thought is dismissed. This is an active, ruthless process of mental triage. You are a soldier on a battlefield, and you do not waste ammunition on ghosts. Finally, you engage a physical anchor. This is a deliberate shock to the system designed to ground you in physical reality and silence the abstract noise of the mind. Splash your face with the coldest water you can stand. Drop to the floor and perform 10 push-ups, focusing only on the strain in your muscles, the jolt of the cold, the burn in your chest. These are real. They are undeniable. They are happening right now. In contrast, the worry about a future event or the regret of a past mistake feels distant and powerless. This physical anchor serves as a powerful reminder to your brain that the body is in command. It is a physiological full stop. This entire sequence, the predefined mission, the zero thought protocol, the dichotomy filter, and the physical anchor, is not just a morning routine. It is the process by which mental armor is forged. Each day you execute it, you are layering another plate of disciplined steel over your mind, becoming more and more impervious to the chaos, both internal and external. Your training begins now, not tomorrow, not in an hour. It begins in this exact moment with the decision you are making as you listen to these words. The war against the mental insurgency is not won in the morning. It is won the night before. It is won with the commitment you forge in the quiet clarity of the present. For too long, you have been a spectator in your own life, watching a drama of anxiety and indecision play out on the stage of your mind. You have mistaken the audience seat for the throne. That ends today. You have been given the intelligence, the strategy, the very blueprint for liberation. But a map is useless to a man who refuses to take the first step. You now stand at the threshold. Behind you is the familiar, comfortable prison of rumination. Ahead of you lies the disciplined, difficult, but ultimately liberating path of the executor. You have 24 hours until your first operational test. This is your countdown. In these next hours, your mind, the old you, will begin its counter-offensive. It will whisper its familiar seductions. It will tell you this is too extreme, that a little rest is harmless. It will rationalize, bargain, and justify the very behavior that has kept you chained. It will try to convince you that tomorrow can be just like yesterday. Your mission between now and the sound of that alarm is to observe these thoughts as what they are: enemy propaganda. Do not engage. Do not argue. Simply acknowledge them and reaffirm your new command structure. Acknowledge the fear, the doubt, the desire for comfort, and then calmly, deliberately, prepare your armor for the morning. Lay out your clothes. Prepare your space. Make the path to action as frictionless as possible. You are setting the conditions for a victory that is not hoped for, but engineered. When that alarm sounds, it is your signal. It is the moment of truth. You will execute the zero-thought protocol. Understand what this means. The insurgency will be at its strongest in that moment, a tidal wave of grogginess and mental chatter. It will scream for you to negotiate. It will beg for just 5 more minutes. It will present 1,000 seemingly logical reasons to remain paralyzed, and you will give it nothing. You will not engage in the debate. You will not honor the negotiation. You will move. Your feet will touch the floor before a single coherent argument can form in your mind. This is not about motivation. It is about mechanics. It is the physical act of overriding a faulty mental circuit. This single, non-negotiable act of movement is the first domino. It is the declaration that your body is now in command, and your mind is now its servant, not its master. This is the first day of your life as an executor. An executor lives in the world of the real. They deal in cause and effect, action and consequence. A ruminator lives in a phantom world of what-ifs and maybes, a ghost haunting the hallways of their own potential. Every day you have chosen to be that ghost. Tomorrow, you choose to be the hand that acts. This is the end of excuses. There is no more, "I'm too tired." There is no more, "I'm not a morning person." These are the identities you have worn like a comfortable shroud, and they have suffocated you. You will cast them off. This first victory, this simple act of rising without thought, will send a shockwave through your entire system. It will prove to you, on a cellular level, that you are not a slave to your feelings. It will be the first piece of evidence in a new story you are writing about yourself. To formalize this decision, to burn this command into your consciousness, you must make a public declaration. This is your enlistment. Go to the comments section right now and write your new operational mandate. It is the core principle of this entire philosophy. Write these 5 words. My actions command my thoughts. Do not just type it. Feel it. Understand that you are signing a contract with your future self. You are drawing a line in the sand. This act signals your commitment to this mission, to yourself, and to the silent community of others who are making this same choice alongside you. It is your first order. Follow it. Confirm you have received your orders by posting your mandate. Then subscribe for your next briefing. You have your mission. Dismissed.